Hey guys, this is the elimination method part 2. Okay, so these first two systems here should look familiar. Okay, part 1 of elimination, we learned that we want the coefficients to be opposite. Okay, so in this case, we've got a 2 and a -2. Okay, so it is easiest for us to complete the problem when the coefficients are already opposite, because with the elimination we add, these two terms will completely cancel out, and then we can go ahead and add straight down. Okay, with the next one, we learned that when coefficients are exactly the same, so we've got a 5 and a 5, that we can multiply one complete equation here by -1. Okay, so we learned about opposite coefficients and same coefficients. Okay, this system should look completely unfamiliar. Okay, we've got a -4 and a -9 and a 5 and a 7. Okay, neither of those are opposite, nor are they the same. So the awesome thing about systems is we can multiply equations by any number that we choose. Okay, and they are going to be equivalent. So for these two first systems, we want to ask ourselves, does the smaller coefficient divide evenly into the larger one? Okay, in other words, is the smaller coefficient a factor of the larger one? Okay, if so, we need to multiply one equation to make opposites. Okay, so if we look here, does 3 go into 12? Okay, we can say yes, it does, and it goes into 12 4 times. So what we need to do, since we have a positive 12 down here, we need to make a -12 up on top. Okay, and we do that by multiplying the entire equation by +4, because 4 times -3x is going to give us -12, which is the opposite of +12. So remember, we do a big distributive property to all the terms. So we've got -12x plus 24y is equal to -52. Okay, so we transform the top equation by multiplying it by 4, so we can cross it out now. Okay, remember with the elimination, we just add straight down right after that. Okay, we can cancel out our opposites here. We've got 6y plus 24y, which gives us, oops, I made a mistake here. 4 times 8 is not 24, it's 32. And I'm gonna correct that, plus 32y. Okay, so now we're adding 32y plus 6y, and we get 38y. And we're adding -24 plus -52, and we get -76. Okay, last step, divide by 38, and we get y equals -2. Okay, and we solve as normal from this point on. Since we have y, we've got to solve for x, and we can pick any equation. Okay, so I'm going to use the bottom one down here. Okay, so 12x plus 6, and instead of y, we're plugging in -2 equals -4. Okay, do our multiplication. 12x minus 12 equals -24 at 12. And 12x is equal to -12. Okay, divide by 12. And x is equal to -1. Okay, so remember our solution is our coordinate in which these two equations would intersect on the coordinate plane. Okay, so we've got -1 comma, negative 2. Okay, so again, we're going to ask ourselves, does the smaller coefficient divide evenly into the larger one? Does 5 divide evenly into 8? No, it does not. Okay, does 7 divide evenly into 14? Okay, yes, it does. So since we have a negative 14 down here, we've got to make the top a positive 14. Okay, and we know that 7 goes into 14 2 times, but we've got to make it a negative 2 that we're multiplying by, because negative 2 times negative 7 is going to get me the positive 14y that I'm looking for. Okay, remember we want to create opposites. So now I can do my distributive property to all the terms. Okay, and I'll rewrite it underneath. Negative 10x plus 14y equals negative 10. Okay, so I don't need this anymore. I transformed it to the below equation. Now I can cross out my opposites, negative 14y and 14y, and add straight down. So I've got 8x plus negative 10x, which gives me negative 2x. And I've got negative 6 plus negative 10, which gives me negative 18. Divide negative 2, and x equals positive 9. Okay, again, we can pick any of the 3 equations, the original or the transformed or the other one. Okay, I'm going to do this one down here. It does not matter. You should get the same answer no matter which one. So we've got 8 parentheses 9 minus 14y equals negative 6. We've got 72 minus 14y equals negative 6 minus 72. We've got negative 14y equals negative 78. Divide by negative 14. Let's see, I'm getting out my calculator. Ooh. You made a mistake somewhere. Let me try and find that. I am stumped. X equals 9, 8x minus 14y equals negative 6. Eight parentheses 9. By my calculations, this looks correct. I'm going to pause this video real quick to find out what happened. All right, guys, silly mistake. I know somebody, if we were in class, would have corrected me by now. Okay, when I added negative 6 and negative 10, I put negative 18 instead of negative 16. So it is actually 8. Okay, so I should have plugged in 8 right here. Whoopsies. Okay, so now I'm going to erase everything that's below there. Okay, so 8 times 8 is 64. Let's fix that. 64 minus 14y is equal to negative 6. Now we've got minus 64. And we've got negative 14y is equal to negative 70. Okay, now let's divide. Here we go, negative 14. And we've got y equals 5. Okay, so our solution after all that trouble is 8, 5. all right? Okay, so these next two examples, okay, sometimes, this is very important, we need to change both equations. Okay, and this happens when the smaller coefficient does not divide evenly into the larger. So here's the smaller one. Does 2 go into 3 evenly? No, it does not. Does 3 go into 4 evenly? No, it does not. Okay, so we can choose to eliminate any variable that we want. They are both kind of equally difficult at this point. Okay, so let's look at the x's. All we need to do is, if you think about the number 2 and 3, those both divide evenly into the number 6. Okay, so 2 and 3 both go into 6. So we need to make one of these positive 6x and one of them negative 6x. Okay, so let's look at the top. We will keep that one positive. So from 2 times what is going to give us 6? Well, the answer is 3. Okay, and then if we look at the bottom one, negative 3 times what is going to give us negative 6? And that answer is 2. Okay, so we are multiplying both equations by those factors. Okay, remember when you're multiplying that you're doing a big distributive property to every single term on the inside. Okay, so when I do the top, I get 6x minus 9y is equal to negative 18. And when I do the bottom, I get negative 6x plus 8y is equal to 22. Okay, I've created my opposites right here with my 6 and my negative 6 so I can cross them out. Okay, that's why it's called the elimination method. We are looking to eliminate one variable by finding opposites. Okay, now remember we add straight down. We've got negative 1y equal to 4. Divide negative 1 and y equals negative 4. Okay, remember pick any equation for x. So I'm going to go ahead and pick the top one, this one over here. Okay, so 2x minus 3 instead of y, I'm inserting our value of y, which was negative 4, is equal to negative 6. Okay, we've got to do our multiplication here. Remember that a negative times a negative is a positive. Okay, I've seen a lot of mistakes on that. 2x plus 12 is equal to negative 6 minus 12. We've got 2x is equal to negative 18. Finally, divide by 2, and we get x is equal to negative 9. Okay, so remember our solution is x comma y. So we've got negative 9 comma negative 4. All right, the last one here. Okay, so again, we'll look at the smaller coefficient. Does 3 go into 4? No, it does not. And does 2 go into 9? No, it does not. Okay, so we want to find a number that both 4 and 3, I'm going to choose those to eliminate the x's again. Okay, so if we multiply 4 and 3, we get 12. So we know that they both go into 12. But we need one to be positive 12 and one to be negative 12. Okay, so we'll keep it positive up here by multiplying by positive 3. So 3 times 4 is going to give us 12x. We need a negative 12x on the bottom. Okay, so the bottom is being multiplied by a negative 4. Okay, again, do the big distributive property. So on top, we've got 12x minus 27y equals 15. And on the bottom, we've got our negative 12x plus 8y is equal to positive 4. Okay, remember 2 negatives make a plus when you're multiplying. Okay, we've created our opposites, 12x and negative 12x. Okay, we can cross those out and add straight down. So we've got negative 27y plus 8y, which gives us negative 19y. we've got 15 plus 4, which gives us 19. Divide negative 19, and y is equal to negative 1. Okay, pick any equation to solve for x. I'll use this one. So I've got 3x minus 2 parentheses instead of y. We're filling in our negative 1 equals negative 1. Okay, do our multiplication. Again, we've got a negative times a negative, which gives us plus 2. Bring down our 3x, and our equals negative 1. Minus 3, minus 3. Okay, we've got 3x, sorry, running out of room, equals negative 4. What? This should have been minus 2, I'm sorry. Sorry about the mistakes today, guys. My brain is fried. Okay, so we've got 3x equals negative 3. Divide by 3, and x is equal to negative 1. So x was negative 1, and so, oops, so was y. So our solution is negative 1, comma negative 1. All right, so we worked on a bunch of practice problems today, so I will post some that you can work on while at home. And if you want, you can send me your scratch paper and I'll let you know if they are correct. Okay, thank you very much. And I hope you guys are back soon.